parents are not equipped to kind of approach their children when there's attachment stuff going on. They unfortunately make it about daily living and about the consequences and the respect. And that's where the youth wants it to remain at. It's just more comfortable that way versus they may not even see that as a deeper problem, nor do they want it to make it a deeper problem because they're not available to that discussion. So they're making it about these kind of superficial, it's almost like they derail these emotional conversations from happening by their behavior. It's about fixing a hole in the wall per se versus the hole in their heart or their soul. It's just easier to talk about as a family, my child put a hole in the wall versus they all have a hole in their soul. So the child maintains that conversation and unfortunately makes the function level of the family focus on those holes in the wall and not about the holes in their soul. And parents are not equipped to be the therapist. They're not trained for that. I even know therapists and professionals who not even trained or insightful or in tune to make that conversation or that connection. How can a parent? They're ill-equipped for it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that kind of like trying to bring your car to Chipotle to get it fixed. They're equipped for that. You have to bring your car to a mechanic. Bringing your car to Chipotle for a brake change, they're not equipped for that. And that's kind of how parents are. They're not equipped to deal with this this scenario, this issue per se. They're not therapists. Just like Chipotle workers are not mechanics. They're not. Be great if they did, but they're not. So I can't blame the parent, nor can I blame the youth. They're both stuck in this unfortunate situation and pattern. So basically the parent gets pulled into the world and the functioning level of the youth, and it doesn't get interrupted. All right. And those setbacks, those disappointments are unfortunate, convenient distractions to the deeper issues that are going on for the youth and the family. And a lot of times where you have individuals in this attachment issue situation, when there's multiple homes or multiple supports, that makes things even more complicated because now there's option A, which is one house, option B, another house, option C, another house, option D, a friend's house, option E, an uncle's house, or even internally, option A, mom, option B, dad, option C, grandma, all in the same house. Same kind of scenario. These options create confusion, and they also create ways of the youth to not invest into the primary caretaker. Once individuals have options, they no longer see the need to follow through or to see things through. They don't have that investment. There's no need because they can just go to option B. Because there's been a disruption in the caretaking. They know it, so they just go to another caretaker. It's their survival mode. They go from option A, B, C, D, either in the house or in the community. So they don't have that urgency to commit to the primary caretaker or the primary parent, whoever that is, because there's always another option to prevent me from doing that, because I know early on that this disruption occurred. Therefore, I've learned to survive, and I see there not being an ultimate need to invest into one caretaker or one household, unfortunately, because of disruption. So those multiple supports and options create, I call tap outs, where the youth can tap out and go into another option and not seeing their actions or their commitments, not seeing them through. There's no need to. Because so they go to the plan B or plan C, and it creates that lack of commitment, and confusion at the same time. Why do I have to listen to your consequences? I don't need to be grounded. I can just go to option C and then start over. So there's no need to see through for that consequence or that action or that behavior or that caretaker to create that bond or respect, that mutually reciprocated experience. It gets undermined.